Hi and welcome to Fast Food Restaurant Develop in C#. So let me show you guys how this works. I'll start by resetting that there. Okay, you can always select whatever item you want or whatever takeaway you want and enter how many you like in there, just like I'm doing now. Okay, let's go for dessert. We want 5 of those and 6 of these, and let's come for drinks, maybe 2 these, 4 coffees, maybe orange juice and water. Then we have shakes, let's say 5 of those. So all you need to do is to select method of payment. Is either you select this, which is credit card, MasterCard, and click on total, or if you select cash, then you have to enter the cash you intend to pay in there. Let's say you actually hand in £100. If you click on that, that gives you the change, and if you have a good look at it, by the time you add all of these together, you end up with £100. So what I'll do now is to take you guys straight into C# development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to C# Fast Food Restaurant Management System. So I'm going to start by clicking on New Project. Now that this dialog box is here, okay, we select Visual C# and select Windows Form Application, and right there, let's give that a name. I'm going to call it C# underscore fast underscore food. Let's click on OK. Okay, now I'm going to select the property and define the size of this form. Let's go for 1368 by, I want to go for 800 just to fill up the whole space. There, and let's pop into the toolbox, select, I need some panels there. That's one for up here, another one for down here, one for the middle, another one for the middle, and one here as well. Okay, these two, I'm going to select it and just drag it that much, and let's select it all and change the border style. Let's come to the border style right there. I'm going to change it to fixed 3D right there. Now select these 3 and just drag them down, and also let's increase the size that much and bring this back in a little bit. Select it all, drag it again, and right there. Okay, so the next thing I will do is to add some messages here. So let's come in here, grab a label. Let's go for labels, L right there, and we need checkbox and text box. Let's go for text box here. Okay, drag this up there and copy this across. Take this down a little bit, and we need some labels here. I can always copy the labels up here, bring that in here. We actually need about 4 of those here. Let's grab a combo box. Combo box here. And then we need one label underneath here. We need a text box here. And just copy this across, and let's copy it that much. We're gonna need more of those there. Let's drag it that much. Take this down a little bit. So there's enough room for this one too. Okay, let's do that now. Alright, what I'm going to do is just speed it all up, the design of the interface, so that you guys so that won't take much time for us. Or maybe just get rid of this, copy this across there, and move this down. There's some combo box in here and text box. Yeah, what about that? Bring it in here and here. Let's just give that a name. Fast food restaurant. Increase the font size. So let's increase the font size of that to about, let's see. Okay, now let's come in here. Or maybe. Alright, let's get rid of this and just come in here, bring this down, and we'll add our buttons there. Add some buttons here. About that. Okay, I'm just gonna speed it all up and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, this is how the interface looks. Now let me run it so that you guys can see it. There we go, guys. So the first thing I like to do is, you see this, there's nothing here. I'm gonna double click on that and just take care of my exit button. So with the exit button, let's declare as follows. Let's go for dialog result, and the variable is going to be I exit. So I exit equals message box dot show as follows. Exit. Okay, let's say confirm you want to exit this system. There. And in here, let's enter the title, comma, and the title is fast food. Then we have comma, message box dot, let's say yes, no, comma, message box icon dot question. There. So that is for my dialog box. Now we need to enter semicolon here. I'm going to move it this way so that you guys can see all of the codes there. Okay, right in here, let's use if I exit equals dialog result. Let's see, dialog result dot yes, and now we enter curly braces there, application dot exit and enter parentheses there. So that is my exit. So if I run it, let's make sure it's saved, build and run. Click on that, no, click on it, yes, that's fine. Okay, now that we've taken care of the exit button, the other thing we need to do is we need to be able to reset this text box back to 0, and the checkbox, we need to make sure the check is unchecked. So to do that, what I will do now is, let me use a function here. Okay, let's come down here, right underneath the reset button itself. I'm going to enter private void, let's call that reset text box. Okay, text boxes, because I do have a lot of those. Now press enter and enter a curly braces there. Then the next thing is, let's use the following method: action less than control dot control, let's say control collection, that's the method we're going to be using, and we close that, and let's say function equals nil, enter your semicolon. Now the next thing we want to do is the function itself, let's say equals controls with an S. Okay, let's get that and just add an S to it, controls, and that is meant to be that, and let's enter curly braces there. Then we'll now use a for each control, for each controls, control in controls. Okay, now let's settle the whole thing with an if statement. If control is text box, right? If control is text box, what I want the control to do is, let's say control as text box, close that, dot text equals 0 there, and else the function declared equals, let's go for control dot controls, and enter our semicolon there, and here we need to then enter, let's take care of this, we need to enter column there. Then we then need to close the controls here, copy that and paste that right in here, and delete all of this. So let's change, let's take care of that. That should be lowercase, and here as well. Alright, so that is fine. So if we run it, just take a good look at it. But before then, we're going to have to call this function, this private function declared. We're going to have to call this in the reset button. So you come in here, double click on the reset button, and right there, paste that in there, and then enter your semicolon. So if I run it, let's run and see. So right here, if I click on this, you won't notice the difference, but if I enter some data in there, and let's come in here, enter some stuff in here, so click on the reset button, there. Okay, you see how that works? That is very easy, and it's much easier than the other one. But now let's take a good look at this. Look at this. I like this control to also work for this. So if I click on, let's say I enter some data in there, the checkbox, I like it to do the same thing. You see, nothing is happening to this checkbox. So what I will do is I'm going to copy all of this, copy this, and write down here. I'll paste that and change the name to checkbox. Checkboxes. Okay, copy this and paste it right inside the reset button. Paste that in there. That is that, but we then need to change the text box to checkbox. Copy that and paste that in there. That's checkbox. Yeah, checkbox there, and another checkbox here. That should take care of that, but in this case I want this to be dot checked equals false. Right there. You see, look at the function to clear checkbox. It's the same lines of code with that of the text box. So if I run it, let's see, click on this, and this, then click on reset. Maybe we enter some values in here. Okay, click on reset. There guys, you see how that works. That's easy. Okay, now then we need to now enter some data in here. So let's double click on the form load itself. Exit, click on exit. Yes, come right in here, double click on form. Let's get the form load into action. So we start that by saying CMB payments method dot items dot add. So the first one I'm adding, there's going to be nothing in there, and the second one, I'm just going to copy that. The second one is going to be here. So this one will be known as cash, followed by maybe MasterCard, followed by Visa card, and finally let's go for debit card. There. So if I run it, what will happen is this should appear in the or on the combo box right there guys. See that? Okay, that's fine. Okay, the other thing is I would like all of this component, the text box, to become disabled when the systems are running. So maybe a function might be able to take care of that. So what I'll do is, instead of writing long line of code, I'm going to copy these again, that very function, and I bring it down here, or maybe right underneath here actually. Paste that in there. Now change that to enable text there. So in here, but I'll come right here and enter enable equals false. So that is for the text box. So if I copy this enable text box and then double click on the form load right here, let's enter that here. Okay, and enter semicolon. So I'd like you guys to have a good look at it. Where is it? It's right here. So maybe we should put a break in there and just call it text enable or enable text so that you don't mix it. Enable text, and this one is the one below it. That will be reset checkbox, and the one above it okay, that will be reset text box. Now from here down here, that is for exit, and that is the function to reset text box. This function will disable the text box, and this will disable or uncheck the checkbox. Okay, and this is where those two functions are called, the reset button. Now from load, we load up the following onto the combo box, and enable text box is called. So if I run it, enable text box will be called, and all of the component is disabled, as you guys can see. Okay, so that's fine. So with that, guys, I'll call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys in the second part.